So, Zilka, hi, thank you very much for coming and having a conversation with me. You're from Germany.
I am, yes, but I've lived in England for nearly 30 years and Bury St Edmunds 21.
Excellent. So, obviously, I'm doing a little video log and talking to the people of Bury St Edmunds and Suffolk about the government and what they think of it. Being a German national and living in the United Kingdom, what's your take on it? Because you expressed to me that you're not allowed to vote.
No, I've got residency. You know,
Okay.
after the UK exited the EU, we had to apply for residential status, but we are not allowed to vote in national elections.
Okay.
I can vote in local elections.
Okay, just
so
at council level.
Council level,
Okay,
yes. Yeah.
excellent. So, what's your current take on how the government's operating? What do you think of it from an outside? I wouldn't say an outside perspective, because you've obviously lived here for a long time, so you will have seen the change in politics. What's your opinion on it?
Well, I'm not in favour of Keir Starmer.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I do not pay much attention to.
Yep.
I didn't pay much attention to the campaigns because I was like, well, I can't vote anyway.
Yeah, I suppose.
Kind of thing. I was really, really surprised that Bury St Edmunds went red.
Yes.
First time in 180-year history.
Yeah.
I think what they've done so far is not good.
No.
You know, especially I manage an apartment complex for the over 60s.
Okay.
So, you know, that they've taken the winter fuel pavements away there.
Okay. So I'm sure you've got a lot of disgruntled residents.
Yes.
Yes. What's the general consensus you're getting from them on this situation? Because it would appear that the government seemingly ignored a lot of constituencies and a lot of the general public's opinion on it. What's your take from a personal perspective with what they're saying?
Yes, I mean, I think, you know, in general, like the winter fuel payments could have been, you know, people who don't needed it were getting it. It should have been more on a
could have been
basis.
balanced better.
Yeah.
So how about the residents you've got? How are they going to be affected by it?
There are a few people who it doesn't really affect, and some people who are just over the threshold, so they're not getting it.
So this kind of blanket way they've done it isn't probably the best for them.
No, so a lot of people will have to review, you know, how they're spending their money to make up this money.
And generally, do you find that they struggle a little bit anyway, or
well,
50-50?
The owners that I work with, we are an expensive complex, so they have quite good incomes.
They've good pensioners.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Although, you know, some of them just about manage to buy the apartments by selling their houses.
Okay.
And they're not such a good monthly income, so they will be struggling.
Okay.
Kind of thing. But
so
they are not very happy. You know, there was talk when the election was who you're going to vote for. Some people were quite openly talking about it. I think a few regret maybe who they voted for with the policies that have come in.
Yeah, I think it was more that there was a lot of 180ing, a lot of turning around, U-turning. They were saying a lot of things to their members, they were saying a lot to the electorate, and they seem to be going back on a lot of what they've said.
A lot, yes.
So if you were able to vote, who would you have gone for?
I don't know. A lot of people I know who are very skeptical of recent politics were for the Reform Party.
Yeah.
They were like, that's the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, and I think that was the general consensus across the UK is there aren't very many choices, but however, would it surprise if I told you, I've got a little statistic here that you might be shocked about. I'm going to show you this. There was someone that stood in Bury St Edmunds for the Communist Party, and they received 176 votes. What's your opinion on that? Because that seems to be now the rise, the Workers' Party with George Galloway.
Yes.
There's a communist element that seems to be coming through the ranks, especially in young people. What's your take on that?
Yes, I think people just want change.
Yeah.
They want something different.
Yeah.
I see that in Germany as well, with the rise of the AfD there, the Alternative for Deutschland, which are described as very right-wing. Yes, there are members in the AfD who have very right-wing opinions.
Yeah.
But a lot of people vote for them just because they want something different.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's a general consensus. Seems to be across Europe, doesn't it? I think
yes.
Sweden, France. I think a lot of it evolves around immigration. I think the same in Germany, because recently even your home country have started to close your borders down, haven't you, a little bit, and be a lot more restrictive. Do you think this is a European problem? Do you think it's something that we need to be considerate of in Europe as in general? The amount of immigration that's coming in? Sorry to ask you the touchy subject.
It is, and it's like I hear that from other people, I have a lot of friends who are against the uncontrolled immigration.
Yeah.
And it's often, when people were talking in my presence, oh, you are different.
Yeah.
You are integrated as well, you're contributing to society.
But I would say English and German sort of ways of life are very similar anyway.
Yes.
They're very Western views, similar religions, we kind of have similar sort of values. So do you see a change in Germany since mass immigration's coming? Do you think the country as a whole has changed, gone more anti-immigration or more for it? For a long time it was for it, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of violence by immigrants against, especially against females.
Okay, yes.
The young men, especially, coming from a very different culture with their opinion towards females. Especially in big towns, big cities, it is a problem, a very visible problem.
I think we have the same here,
With all the asylum people, the councils don't have anywhere to house them. It's costing a lot of money to feed them, to house them, provide security, etc., etc. There's a housing shortage in general in Germany.
It seems very similar to the United Kingdom as well then.
Yeah. And of course Ukrainians as well, who are, and in Germany they now get like a basic income.
Okay.
Apparently as well there are a lot of people who, especially Ukrainians who drive big cars.
Okay.
They go back to Ukraine on holiday.
Okay.
And it's like...
And I'm not going to lie, we have similar situations here in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
I think that's what... Do you think sometimes the message gets lost under the guise of immigration? Because there are lots of segments of it, aren't there, where you look at refugees, legal asylum seekers, illegal asylum seekers. It gets kind of umbrella terminology, and I think that's where the message gets mixed, isn't it? I think in the United Kingdom, a lot of people are more against the illegal immigration, people coming in and sponging off the system, so to speak.
Yes,
Do you think that's similar in Germany?
Yes, I think a lot of people don't know the in and outs about the system, why people are coming. Yes, there are a lot of economic people, a lot of people want to come to Germany because you get a lot of help. There, it's kind of the highest income, I believe, what you can get if you're
on a benefit system.
On a benefit system, yes.
Okay, and I suppose your nation's now had enough of that a little bit. And
oh yes, As well, Germany is really, really a lot of big companies. Are moving production overseas.
Okay, so you're finding that as well, are you? Because I would say here we've lost maybe production in the United Kingdom because Germany are taking it back to themselves. So you're saying that as well.
Well,
companies in Germany
Volkswagen is closing factories with a loss of 30,000 jobs.
Wow.
That's just Volkswagen. So there are also, other businesses dependent on that.
There's obviously a lot of global commodities come out of Germany. Audi, BMW, cars obviously, Volkswagen, Miele, the kitchen company, and lots of big German companies. Do you say they're now looking?
Yeah, Miele has gone to Poland.
Wow.
BASF, who are the big chemical company, who are basically the most employer in a canton called Ludwigshafen. They're moving to China.
Wow. Okay.
There are big companies. There are a lot of companies who had to close down because of the rise in gas prices.
Okay, yes.
Because of the explosion of the pipeline in the North Sea. Traditional businesses, bakeries especially, had to close down because they just can't. The energy costs.
Do you think that, so it does sound very similar, like Germany is very similar to the United Kingdom in the way maybe they didn't really control immigration, haven't really looked after their own energy security, which is something we're definitely seeing here.
Yes, and they've closed down all their atomic power stations.
Wow. I did hear that Germany are building new coal power stations, though. Is that correct? After we just shut our last one down.
I'm not sure, about that.
I'll have to look into that as well.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you.
Okay.
Really nice to get someone else's opinion. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay.